the government is squarely responsible for the pre-pandemic slowdown and for the acuteness of the economic situation by its mishandling of the pandemic consequences.
Yes,
Sir, my question is to you as the former Home Minister. Even as we talk, Amit Shah is visiting various hospitals to ask about the well-being of the police personnel who are injured. Now, farm union leaders are saying on the other side that they have checked with all the hospitals and there are very minor injuries. Your party has asked for the resignation of the Home Minister. How do you see the role of the Home Minister in this entire matter, considering the chief accused was also sitting with him in the bench?
See, as Kargeji mentioned, there is a widespread belief that the incidents of Red Fort were instigated by sections close to the BJP. And that any government with even a rusty intelligence machinery should have known that something like this would happen. But the fact that they allowed tractors to enter the Red Fort complex and the police stood by while no more than 500 so-called farmers, protesters, climbed on the ramparts and raised the flag, shows that there was connivance between the government and the so-called protesters. So all this means that the buck stops with the Home Minister's table. The buck stops with the Home Minister's table. He should answer whether there was intelligence failure. He should conduct a probe into whether there was connivance sections of the BJP or BJP supporters and the so-called protesters who entered the front. The finger points to the Home Minister. That's what Kargeji pointed out. So a number of people have asked for his resignation. So has the Congress party.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. Yeah.
I just wanted to know that whether the meeting of the opposition joined the coalition strategy for the upcoming budget session.
This conference is of this.
Leave your question to budget.
We are talking to
That's a separate responsibility. अलग से बात करें उसके बारे में अलग से बात करें आज इस विषय पर बजट से संबंधित प्रश्न
Sir, the BJP has squarely held Rahul Gandhi responsible. Mr. Javadekar also in his press conference said so. And if I could quote him, he says that Rahul Gandhi in Tamil Nadu said that the truth is that most farmers do not understand the details of the bill, because if they did, there would be an agitation all across the country would be on fire. He says these statements of Rahul Gandhi instigated the crowd to turn into a mob and create the kind of vandalism that they did.
Well, I don't think you should take the Minister for Misinformation and Broadcasting very seriously. His response is standard. For anything that happens in the country, he will blame Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party. Has he ever responded in a different way?
So since yesterday also Congress party did make a demand that the buck stops at Home Minister's doorstep. Today also you're saying so. Is this the demand that Congress party is going to make in the upcoming parliament session also? Is this the issue that you will be raising on the floor of the House as well?
The issue that we will be raising is the substantive issue. As Kargeji pointed out, the substantive issue about the anti-farm laws. And since this is the budget session, we will be raising substantial issues about the economy, the dismal state of the economy, and when the budget is presented, we will raise serious questions about the budget assumptions and the budget numbers. Those are the issues that we will raise.
Yes.
Politically, the buck stops at the Home Minister's table. That's what we're talking about.
Thank you, sir. And on your right, sir, Dainik Jagran, Sanjay Mishraji.
Chidambaram, sir, you said you have presented the wish list of the Congress for the budget. But considering the situation of the economy and mess, do you think that the government has requisite revenue resources
We think that the list that we have presented is doable. It is doable by competent economic management. But whether this government has the wisdom and the competence, only you can say, and the people will say. But I think this is a completely doable list.
Supriya from the United.
Sir, there is this IMF projection of growth rate of 11.5% for 2021. Now, BJP is claiming that India is the only major economy to register double-digit growth this year, and they are saying that this is a testament of India's robust economy recovery. What do you have to say?
Obviously, whoever has said that doesn't understand any economic numbers. If the economy will tank 10% in 2020-21, and the economy climbs back, even assuming 10%, you're back to where we started. Please also remember that Ms. Geeta Gopinath, Chief Economist of the IMF, has said that India will reach pre-COVID levels of growth only in 2025. In 2020-21, they projected a GDP of 224 lakh crore based on the previous year's GDP of 204 lakh crore. This year we will be much below 204 lakh crore. The question is, when will we get back to 204 lakh crore? Certainly not in 21-22. So before you celebrate double-digit growth, remember that you had more than double-digit decline.
Sir, a few of the opposition parties already announced that they will be boycotting the president's speech tomorrow. So Congress party with the opposition leader इस पर अलग से चर्चा होगी बाद में.
Niamika?
Sir, my question is, as last year COVID-19 has somehow exposed the gap in healthcare sector and also the need of a modernized infrastructure. Sir, as a lack of adequate public health infrastructure and with combined with out-of-pocket expenditure imposes a high burden on the financial burden on the Indian household. So, what is Congress Party's expectations in terms of healthcare sector from the union government?
Our statement says so. We will support any significant increase in health infrastructure. If the government allots more money for health infrastructure, Congress Party will support it. As far as out-of-pocket expenses are concerned, it is the poor who are hit more by out-of-pocket expenses, which is why we say that the bottom 20 to 30% of the population must be given cash transfers.
Thank you, sir. Next one, Aditi from the Tribune.
So you just said that you will support any increase in health infrastructure, and we know that there is a lot of fiscal strain. The government is proposing a fresh COVID cess to raise money for what you are saying, enhanced health infrastructure spending. Would the Congress Party support any cess?
No, I can't answer a general question.
Yeah.
There is cess on what? If they impose a further cess on petrol and diesel, it's already the highest ever. I believe it's 96 rupees a litre of petrol and 85 rupees a litre of diesel. Question is, what cess on whom? On what? So, without knowing the details of the proposed cess, it's very difficult to comment. A cess is a very neutral word, but cess on what? Cess on whom? You tell me that and then we will respond to that.
Thank you, sir. Arun ji from TV.
जयराम रमेश जी, सर कई महत्वपूर्ण विषयों पर सवालों का जवाब देते हुए आपने कहा कि इस पर अलग से चर्चा करेंगे. वो चर्चा कब और कहाँ होगी? आज बजे के पहले. 5 बजे के पहले. ठीक.